Hey guys, Jennifer here, and this isn't the bitch session. It is not. It is not. It is not. What it is an announcement. 4, 3, 2, 1. Listen, on a 20, we're gonna go. I'm spending the next week watching nothing but movies about absolutely nothing. And I'm gonna enjoy every minute of it. And when I get back, I will have received my orders. I will have had time to cleanse my energy thoroughly. I have been bathing in Reiki and light energy and solitude for days now. And am continuing 111 to do so for the next week. I will be back next Sunday if all my packages have arrived. Otherwise, when they all arrive, I'll be back. There will be no more arguing with anybody, because if it's negative, I'm getting rid of it. We're moving forward. And if there's anything that you have to say about my past, you're too late. If there's anything about your past, I'm over it already. I'm not going to spend the rest of my days defending why the fuck I chose to be where I'm at right now. But I am going to enjoy it. And I'm not going to let anything stop me anymore. I don't owe anybody anything. I enjoy doing what I do. And I'll be damned if I'm gonna let motherfuckers run me off because I don't say something that they don't like. When I've been putting up with people telling me what to do all my life, and where you guys told me to go, I went. What you told me to do, I did. How you told me to act, I behaved. And in all of that, I triumphed over not being able to finish raising my children, being left in the cold by people I loved the most, and getting educated, including graduating, for the people that you want to see you as high class, to say, fuck that ain't shit, look what I can do. And it's something in the street illegal they shouldn't be doing. I'm not comparing myself, because in one moment in time I thought that was the lifestyle that I was supposed to be living. And it is not. For me or for anybody else. So I'm not gonna let anybody chase me off this fucking road. And in a week, I'm gonna get up and actually do the damn thing. So much so you're gonna get tired of hearing me. But it's gonna get better and deeper and more in tune with the people who are viewing. what I've experienced the last few weeks is incredible. And my clarity is coming in like you would not believe. But part of my clarity means I have to stop listening to most of you and just read. There's channels that I have been asked to open up. And in order to do that, I have to have a very serene environment. No more dedicating all my time to finding out what Mr. Romance is bringing in next time, this time, tomorrow, which one, this one, that one, pick one. If you don't cross my path, it's not meant for me to look up and ask where you're at. My journey is shifting. Some of you get to go along, and some of you get to ride along. I'm not sure who is who, and I'm being told not to wonder about it either. I'm not to make any plans other than a vacation for the next week. It's a total week and a half. There are some really great things that can be happening right now. And I would really love it if you would take the opportunity to attempt them in a way that you will remember tomorrow, be proud of in the mirror, and look forward to doing it again, maybe with somebody different. Teaching somebody else something, putting a smile on your face when nobody's listening. All these things can be done before dawn. And you can carry them out all the way to dusk. I'm not asking you to do these things for me, because what good would it do? It's your basket I'm trying to fill. I have my own basket to fill. Many of you have helped me tremendously and will continue to help me. And I hope I'm able to do the same for you. I'm about to start having fun. I'm not putting makeup on until the sun starts going back to that time of day where it's not going to melt off your face. And I'm not going to be putting any nails on. Anything else is open arms. I'm wishing the same for everyone else. I'm tired of trying to guess whether you have my best interest at heart, or encouraging you to know that I do have yours at mine. If you can't figure that out by now, please go ahead, 9:44, stand with the rest of the crowd. But that picket sign that's telling you to get away from the bad shit has put me in a position where I've been impoverished longer than I should have. And I accept that because that means that more people are going to be able to go with me when I get to my destination. There'll be more people to celebrate it with. I'm just asking for more people to join me on it. If you don't want to do it, that's okay. You want to make fun of me for doing the work? And I'm going to repeatedly show you day by day the different people who are going against these words, the way their life is, where it's going, and what you can prevent yourself from doing if you just insist on loving yourself completely. It doesn't matter if I love you. At the end of the day, it's your feet that have to walk to the sink to brush your teeth. It's your hand that has to make the coffee. It's your eyes that have to open up and accept the light. It's your ears that have to be willing to pick up the music and all of the yelling. I can talk, and so can everyone else, and become any color that you want. But if it's not reaching where it needs to get your attention, so you'll shift your disposition instead of continuously making fun of mine, you'll find that you'll agree with a lot of the things that I've said in the past, in the present, and in the future. Admit it's time to shift. You don't have to say you're wrong. You don't have to say anybody's right. Just admit that in the position you're in, you're not willing to continue to live in it. And you're ready for a shift. And start making better decisions. Because no matter how many times you parade around and say that your decisions don't matter to other people's lives, if I got up right now and walked outside, and as I started walking outside, I started taking my clothes off. And then I start walking down the road. And cars start passing by, noticing as I walk into the street lights that there are no clothes on my behind. God damn, there's a naked bitch walking down the side of the road. What the fuck is she on and what is she doing? The traffic begins to come more often because somebody's been on their phone and said, oh my God, you gotta see this shit. Little do I know, other than the traffic is getting heavier as I continue walking. But before it reaches congestion, there happens to be an accident. Why, you say? That red light turned green and turned red on this side. Somebody wasn't paying attention. My ass and titties were too bright. They got a sight. That's for sure. It gave us all some dynamite. That decision probably wasn't so bright. I hope they have insurance. I don't know what kind I would need to carry to cover something like that. But my ass sure did cash a fucking check for somebody's ass. Thank God it wasn't mine. It doesn't have to be just drinking or drugs. It can be the difference in listening to somebody's thoughts or not having enough time. It can be covering somebody's ass without saying a word so they don't lose their job. And if they ask, you have no idea what they're talking about. It's that time, ladies and gentlemen. It is summertime. It is full-blown energy, passion, heat. There's a lot of stuff going on out here that we cannot control, but the one thing we can control is our presentation. And the presentation that we are supposed to be doing right now is love. I don't give a fuck how you spend it, use it, earn it, or switch it up. I'm tired of seeing hate. And then we may have to look at it out here in the world. On this light work in YouTube, we're supposed to be against all that shit. We're not supposed to be fighting against each other. We're not supposed to be better than the other. Somebody else's message isn't supposed to be more important than somebody else's message. In fact, most people's messages are just about the same. They're just laid out differently, and different people's voices make it sound different. Or there may be details that are different in this one than in another one. Some people talk about love, some people talk about career, some people talk about the stars, some people talk about yourself, and some people only talk about everybody else. There is a magic in being able to do this kind of thing. Not everybody can do it. 1822. Everybody can pick up a deck of cards. Not everybody can read a deck of cards. I've been given that opportunity, been provided that gift, and I'm gonna dive into that motherfucker like I never have before. On Sunday. Now, I am going to be doing pre-recorded until further notice. I'll be doing those more often. In order for me to come to a compromise, most of my future videos will be pre-recorded. I had a choice. I could start a new channel and you wouldn't know who I was, or I can kind of keep it dark, continue to keep moving forward, but do it pre-recorded and the comments off. 2000. I don't know about you, but I have found that when I am trying to go through therapy, changing therapist makes it so much harder to get through the process of whatever it is I'm dealing with. Having to get to know somebody all over again, build that trust all over there with them. But it's easier to adjust to somebody you already know. You just have to adjust the way that there's an approach. And that's what we're doing right now. Again, I have several things that are coming in over the next week that are going to help us. I'm going to be at the kitchen table instead of the desk, and we're going to be talking about ourselves. If other people chime in, other people will chime in. I will be bringing the tarot back. I will be bringing some other things back to the table and bringing some fun into it. However, we're not going to dive into fantasies about the past that we didn't make decisions we wanted to make. Those decisions are already made, and you're not there anymore. There's nothing you can do about it, and it doesn't matter how many times you rack your brain about it. It's set in stone how it fucking happened. But what you can do, 2203, is let it motivate you to center in the present and work on what you can do about the future. Funny thing about the past, the gifts it holds are actually priceless, and yet most people leave them behind like empty boxes. Learn from it. Don't make the same choices. Don't hang out with the same kind of crowd. Don't do business the same direction. Work on something different. Learn something new. Spend your time on something that makes you feel different than you've ever felt before, and expand it. It's not all about what everybody else wants. If it was, we wouldn't have electric. It's okay to break away from everybody, even if it's just for a minute. It's okay to break away from everybody and never be seen again. These days, people are trying to figure out a happy medium. That's also another thing that we're stepping into. Finding that space where you feel adequate, appropriate, and purposeful all at the same time. You're not giving too much. You're not giving too little. You're not pouring into others more than you're pouring into yourself. You're grounded with Gaia and God. And the activities throughout your day no longer become a chore. It's a blessing to have the opportunity to get to do it once more. This is our day, every day. Nobody can take that away from us. Unless we let them. We can't control everything. But what we can control, does make a difference. So choose to go to the library instead of the bar. Choose to carpool instead of ride the bus. Choose to buy a book instead of drugs. Choose to get that job instead of go to the pool hall. Choose to stay at home with your kids until they're grown enough to go to school. And then go to school yourself. And y'all build a business. Be there for your wife and kids. Don't make it all a responsibility or yours. Family is family. Everybody has a part. But everybody's supposed to interchange and learn everybody else's part too. That's how a good business is run. Everybody knows their part and everybody else's too. So if something happens, you can pick up that slack and you don't have to worry about missing a beat. You can just keep on moving it. Keep on making it. I love everybody, and I love everything that has happened. Good, bad, and in between. I don't remember most of your names. But I remember the moments. And I'm going to make more of them happier. So we don't have to feel so ill about being spiritual. We are where people have prayed to be forever. As long as the earth has existed. So let's figure out how to make the best of it, the most of it, and quit fighting with each other over it. There's plenty of it here. Until next Sunday, y'all. Love, light, life, and kisses.